My friends, good morning. And again, we welcome in a special way today Maeve as she comes to receive the sacrament of baptism here at St. Patrick's. Now, unlike many religious figures or great men and women who have shaped the history of humankind, Jesus wrote no books. He left no buildings, no statues, no monuments. Yet, what he did leave behind, though maybe it was not as glorious as Caesar's palace or the Jewish temple in Jerusalem, what he left behind was something far more important. Jesus built and left behind a community. In a way, he left behind us. Just think about it. And it was that community that later on, through centuries, wrote books about Jesus, erected buildings like St. Patrick's, and monuments. What Jesus left behind was us. And into us, into this community, today, Maeve will be baptized. And she will become part of what Jesus has left behind. Now, the first Christian communities were unique and they were fascinating. As you read the Acts of the Apostles, they were rapidly growing. Christianity was a place to be. Christianity was a community to belong. We read in our first reading today, the church throughout all Judea and Galilee and Samaria was at peace. It was being built up and walked in the fear of the Lord and with the consolation of the Holy Spirit. It grew in numbers, as it will today with the consolation of the Holy Spirit when Maeve is baptized. Now, Jesus knew human nature. And our human nature is to belong to a community, isn't it? Be it a family, a town community like Whitensville, a church, or a community of close friends, and so on. It is all about being there for each other, walking together, living for others. Pope Francis, the other day I came upon the Pope Francis quote. It's a short, beautiful reflection, and it goes something like this. So I wanted to share it with you. I think it's great. He said this: rivers do not drink their own water. Trees do not eat their own fruit. The sun does not shine on itself, and the flowers do not spread their fragrance for themselves. Living for others is a rule of nature. We are all born to help each other. No matter how difficult it is, life is good when you are happy. But much better when others are happy because of you. Much better when others are happy because of you. I mean, again, the underlying rule behind this reflection is we are called to be a community, to belong to one another. Jesus uses a beautiful image to make the same point and to describe the community that he left behind. He says, I am the vine, you are the branches. Remain in me as I remain in you, and you will bear much fruit. Again, this metaphor is all about being connected to Christ, being connected to one another. The vine cannot bear fruit without the branches, and the branches cannot live without the vine. It's about being connected. One day, and let me finish with this. One day, my lamp on my desk was not working. So I went downstairs to the first floor of the rectory, and I was looking for a bulb. It took me half an hour to do so. I actually think my staff is on purpose hiding things from me. They call it being organized. But after I found the bulb, I went upstairs to my room. I put the bulb in, and behold, it's still not working. So I look at the plug, and I say to myself, man, it's not plugged in. It's not connected. So I plugged it in, and it worked. The light was on. I think that today's gospel invites us to ever so often just pause for a moment and to check our connection to God, to check our connection to one another. Am I the branch connected to the vine? Why? Because again, no one is meant to live one's life or one's faith alone. What Jesus left behind was a community, a beloved community. As Pope Francis said so beautifully, life is good when you are happy, but much better when others are happy because of you. And I would add, and you are happy because of others.